Hey y'all, it's Molly with Mini Acres, and it's been a while. I have several new subscribers, and I want to thank y'all for being here. And I want to thank Ernie Hatmaker and Wide Family Farms for both having given me a shout out and bringing over some new subscribers, so welcome. And I'm sorry that y'all showed up basically when I decided to have an absolute meltdown and completely crash and burn and haven't made a video in a couple of weeks. So I just want to show y'all around a little bit and just give you some updates on the garden and also show you some new animals because of course there's always new animals around here. It's not my fault. But anyway, as we go around and look, I just want to chat a little bit about, what's been going on, and maybe it'll be encouraging for you. I know a lot of my friends on YouTube have been dealing with burnout, the heat of the summer, the garden, we get tired. But for anyone who's not already familiar with my story specifically, I am dealing with grief and severe depression. And right now, I think they say, it gets worse before it gets better. I don't know if y'all can hear the hummingbirds. They are having a war right now. They say it gets worse before it gets better, and I'm doing some really deep work with my therapist and my doctor. And I think that's part of why I've just been really unable to give time to the garden and feeling burnt out already from even thinking about growing flowers. So technically, I'm not burnt out on flower farming. I'm just burnt out in general. So I'm not giving up, but I am maybe giving myself grace, the grace that I try to tell people to extend to themselves. Giving myself grace that it's okay if this season doesn't turn out the way that I had hoped it would. I've sold a couple of bouquets to my friend, but then also I've just been giving away bouquets because I've only had one or two a week anyway. And so, chalking this up to a learning experience and, like I said, giving myself grace. So let's go take a look at the garden. Alright, here's Goose. He's getting big. He's a naughty boy. Oh, there's a butterfly. So as we walk over here to the garden, I had been doing short videos and posts over on Instagram, but something's wrong with my Instagram account and I don't care about even trying to fix it. I've seen where other people have the same problem, that my posts are like in limbo. They're just sitting there not loading. Look at all those butterflies. So I haven't shared the monarch caterpillars that we have been collecting because they keep putting their little chrysalis in dangerous places. So we brought them in and I've hatched out 6 in the house and at least 6 that I saw on the side of the house that have hatched. So we do have some monarchs that are floating around because we did manage to hatch some of them. I don't know how many of them will survive. I don't know what the percentage is of how many will make it to Mexico for the winter. But look at that big swallowtail. And I see several different kinds of butterflies. So you see all of these sunflowers that I have not harvested. They're so pretty. But again, I just haven't cared to come out here. I know that sounds like so sad, but that's just where we are right now. And at least the butterflies and bees get to enjoy the flowers. And then when you pan over here to the weeds, these weeds are like 6 feet tall. I can't even. I do have a few pumpkins that have survived and a couple of melons that I need to get in there and see if they're ready to pick. But then eventually we're just going to have to mow this all down. I would like to just mow it all down and cover it with silage tarp and probably just let it sit for winter. We'll see. This is really nice with watching the butterfly. So I have not done anything for prepping for fall yet. I haven't started seeds, which it's really still too early for me. But also I haven't used my garden space for, I had mentioned that I was going to try to grow some more beans and cucumbers and things, and I've just decided to let myself off the hook, I guess, and not worry about that right now. So here's more progress on the fence, and you hear turkey lurkey out there. That's where the fence used to be. And then when I pan over there, you can see that's where I showed y'all the last time that I updated how far we've got on the front fence. And then over here, put that away, man. We just have to put a gate for where the future driveway will go, and then the gate for going into the barn area. This whole area all around the house will be where the dogs and Rusty can be safe and secure in the yard and not escape and not be lured away by nosy neighbors to then get into trouble, and everybody will live happily ever after. Here's one of the monarchs. See, I still have milkweed. So essentially what I think is going to happen is the monarchs that just hatched will then lay eggs, and then potentially those caterpillars will be ones that will hatch in the spring. So this is future cottage garden space. So in my very messy greenhouse is Sarah, and she has 5 little babies. So apparently she does like turkey lurkey, at least enough to have had some babies with him. But now she's acting like she doesn't even know me anymore. Y'all have seen her in my videos before where she wants to get in my lap, but now she has gone complete protective mama, like she doesn't even know who I am anymore. The ducks have gotten huge. Y'all, this is the reality. The good, the bad, the ugly. We've had so much rain and the weeds just flourish. They just love it. So unless you can stay on top of it, everything just becomes a jungle again. So I do have some okra. Something ate a couple of them. I do have these okra plants. My brother-in-law was thinning out his okra plants and gave me some, and I just stuck them here in this open spot. And we'll see if they give us any food, but basically they're on their own. And in this hot mess, I mean, I'm still getting peppers, so that's something that's nice. I am getting a lot of peppers, and I've been able to cook with them, and I'm gonna probably just cut some up and put them in the freezer. Oh, those down there need picking, they're red. The blight has just taken over my flowers right here. There's my hot peppers, some more pretty flowers. Here's a loofah. This stage, or even a little bigger, you can cut them up and eat them like squash. I tried it a couple times a couple years ago, and we weren't that crazy about it. The texture's just kind of weird. So hopefully these will grow big enough and have time to dry before winter, because I am all out of loofah sponges. Look at my Tabascos that are getting ripe. I can't wait to make Tabasco sauce. So these are the little things that are keeping me going. Having that to focus on, being like, okay, if I can't do anything, I can make Tabasco sauce. You know, it's not like anything is going to go to waste, really, that I have going on. I'm just not adding more to my plate right now. And like with everything going on in the world, and like watching the people that were going through the storm, and just all of the memories that dredges up, you know, anybody that lives in the South, especially along the Gulf Coast, we know that devastation from storms. And, you know, that just sort of added to my feeling like what am I gonna get on here and talk about? You know, like I can't be all like, hey, welcome to the farm, because I don't feel that way right now. And that's okay. What am I trying to say? So it's okay for me to need to take a break. It's okay for you to need to take a break. It's okay for everyone to just take a break. I feel like most of us are in survival mode these days anyway. Giving myself permission to just take a minute, you know, let things just be what they are, and maybe promise myself that I'm not going to give up and that I'll pick it up later whenever I am feeling better. I'm doing the work on my mental health, and like that's the most I can do right now. And so maybe my like PSA for today is, you know, I think we could all use some therapy. I think talking to a therapist is a good idea for everyone. I think no matter what you're going through, you can say, well, it's not as bad as what somebody else is going through, and that's true. That could be true, but you're still going through what you're going through. So take care of yourself. You know what I mean? That's the message for today. Is me sending my love to all of you. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you soon. Chunky boy.